Tompkins with Dave Bontempo tonight for Al Bernstein back at the Blue Horizon. Coming up next, it'll be Robert Smith and Jeremy Williams. And if you haven't heard the name Jeremy Williams, I assure you, you will before too long. He is one of the bright young stars in the heavyweight division, and so far his career has simply been no problem.
Don't blink or you'll miss a Jeremy Williams fight. The punching cyclone had a very short-lived pro debut. He put Jerry Aronson down in the first round and away in round 2. Hassan Shabazz barely got past the introductions. He had no answer for Williams' offensive barrage, and it was TKO 1. The only fighter to get Williams' attention was Sinclair Babb. He landed some flush shots in the opening round, but Williams settled down in the second. And after that, it was bad news. We'll see how far Williams gets extended tonight.
And here's a look at Jeremy Williams. And I'll tell you what, this is a guy that is all business. If that look looks familiar to you, it probably should, because it's very similar to look to another pretty darn good heavyweight.
Yeah, the Mike Tyson look, of course, the Customata influence that he's been brought up under.
Yeah, even right down to the rolling shoulders. All right, let's get to it now. Here's the ring announcer, Hank Krapinski. Hank.
Boxing fans, this contest, 6 rounds in the heavyweight division. The referee for this match, Frank Cappuccino. In the red corner, wearing white trunks with black trim, he weighs 344 pounds. Professional record, 4 wins, 4 losses, 2 draws with 4 KOs. Here is Robert Ironhead Smith. And his opponent in the blue corner, he's wearing black trunks with red and gold trim. He weighs 214 pounds from Long Beach, California. Professional record, 5 wins, no losses, with 5 KOs. Here is Jeremy Williams.
Robert. Good evening, gentlemen. You both know the rules and regulations with a good, clean, hard fight. Both of you touch gloves, go back to your corner.
All right, give me all your Robert Smith anecdotes right now, because he's not going to be here for long.
The best one was that they had a 350-pound scale when his new management took over, and it took 3 weeks to get a reading.
This is, I have to say, this is a mismatch. You know, there's no other way to candy coat this. His nickname is Ironhead, and I think it's a good idea because chances are he'll be on it. Meanwhile, Williams is just all business, and there really is just so many similarities to the young Mike Tyson.
The teaching, the methods, you're looking at more than 100 pounds here in weight difference in a fight.
Robert Smith is a big lad. Robert Smith came in here with a robe so big it had stakes.
And Williams is going to try to pound the body right away.
Not going to have to look for it.
He certainly won't have to do that.
As we were talking coming over here tonight, all I could say is if he falls, I hope he falls the other way.
Well, he's right in front of you now.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, Jeremy Williams thought he was facing a big guy in Sinclair Babb. This is about 75 pounds more than that.
I have to say, Robert Smith just did stick Jeremy Williams, and I haven't seen Jeremy Williams be hit in his first 5 fights.
And he's gone southpaw here. Well, Sinclair Babb did early, and then Williams settled down.
If he gets through the first round, he's got a cut, does Smith. If he gets through the first round, I'm going to stop with the Robert Smith jokes, I promise. There's a little reddening under the eye of Jeremy Williams, and that is not a bad jab that Robert Smith is throwing.
He's got a pretty tight jab coming straight through, and if he gets any of his weight behind it, it'll be a very strong punch. He looks fairly nimble on his feet for a very big man. And he's got a sense of punch sequence here as he goes to the body and tries to go up to the head.
No, he has at least come in here with an idea. tell where that cut is exactly. It looks like
around the nose.
Right on the bridge of the nose, huh?
And Williams will not only have to be a lethal puncher here, but he's going to have to get in and out like a boxer.
Could turn out to be a much better test for Jeremy Williams than, in all honesty, I thought it would be. Because he has taken a couple of shots from Smith. Jeremy Williams has said he wants to work. He really does want to get in there with somebody who at least is going to give him a little bit of a test.
Hey, all those one-round knockouts will betray you down the road.
Well, this guy at least is there to fight him. And I don't know that I could say that about Jeremy Williams' first 5 opponents. All right, that's the last Smith gag I'm doing. He's here for round 2. Smith at the end of the first round raised his arms up, trying to work the crowd. Why not? He did a good job in the first round. I got to hand it to him.
Why not try to become a personality and play off the obvious? He had some pretty decent boxing skills in the first round, and he was motivated by the fact that he was coming in here against somebody with a build-up.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, is he came here to fight Jeremy Smith. And there was a right hand that got Williams' attention. I think Williams is hurt.
He's backed up a little bit. Sinclair Babb did a little bit of damage to Williams, and this is a similar style, except for Smith has a little bit more conditioning than Babb did.
And now the crowd chanting Iron Head. I love it.
They had a preconceived notion, and now they may have a hero for a little while.
Well, and so did I, to be honest with you, and my hat's off to Ironhead Smith. Little cut under the right eye of Williams, just a nick.
And he's fighting like he's totally ignorant of Williams' build-up and reputation, which is the smart thing to do.
He's got a lot of head movement for a big man. He's got a lot of head movement. He gives you a lot of upper body movement. For a guy his size, you would think he'd be easy pickings for Williams, and he's not.
And he's fairly light on his feet. He gets over there and cuts off the ring pretty nimbly there. Now the cut is a bit of a problem for Smith now, but he's got to take advantage here because Williams is a fairly good thinking fighter, and if he gets a chance to maneuver and change game plans, he'll be effective. But now Jeremy Williams is the guy on the outside doing the sticking, and this is not the way you would think he'd have to fight.
Robert Smith just 4-4, but it should be pointed out his 4 wins were all knockouts.
Williams has got to get Smith to follow him like he is. Use up the ring, use his legs.
That's exactly what he's doing. He's not throwing a lot of punches. There's a right hand that caught Williams again. I'll tell you what, Smith has really, Williams rather, is now aware of what it feels like to be hit as a professional boxer, and you get the sense it's not a pleasant experience.
He's in a fight, and he realizes now the need to adjust because that is a monstrous jab coming in from Smith. It's a hard punch.
It's going to be interesting to see what Kevin Rooney has to say to Jeremy Williams. Williams been on his bike the whole round here. You have to give that round to Smith.
Yeah, you really do. Jabbing, getting in there as Smith gets a couple shots, and there you see the scrape. They're right behind it. The scrape under the eye from the jab, and then Smith getting his right hand in.
Kevin Rooney telling him go to the body, telling Williams go to the body, and Smith working the room here. Took a right hand too.
Williams looked at Rooney and said, "You go to the body."
Yeah, right.
Well, now, for Williams, this is an interesting test because everybody he's gone up against, he's hit them a few times, and they've been out. He's landed a couple shots here, but Smith is still there and right in his face. And all the wits Williams has will be needed here.
Smith uppercut got there.
And he won the round based on the shots there, and he also had better punches. Now, Smith is working the room and being popular and everything, but he's got to get down to business, too, and not get too carried away with it.
And you got the fight even after 2 rounds. It's hard to look at it any other way. This fight's scheduled for 6. It would probably serve Smith better if it was a 4-round fight.
It certainly would, because he'd be 1 round away from cementing a draw. Smith's biggest enemy will be the fear of fatigue here, and how long can he go with this kind of a pace? That's what Williams was trying to get at last round when he worked the ring and got Smith to follow him. He just didn't do enough punching while he was doing that.
At the very least, Jeremy Williams is going to know he's been in a boxing match tonight.
Well, he's been forced into a southpaw mode for the first time this much.
Williams mugging with Smith. And that's not going to win the hearts of the fans here at the Blue Horizon.
It's really a reluctant sign of respect that he's giving to Smith, trying to match him taunt for taunt. But if he's going to get the call in this fight, Smith will have to start taking chances. Get in there with that jab and try to pound the body.
Smith's a very compact puncher when he does get in there.
And when they get in tight and they collide, it's usually Williams backing off the exchange.
But Williams really is in uncharted waters here. He's not even gone as far as he is right now. And he's certainly not been hit by anybody as hard as he's been hit by Smith.
And he's certainly not used to being pursued the way he is here. I mean, when a fighter has to first think about defense, his offensive capabilities go down. And for Williams to win these rounds, it will have to be Matador and Bull-like.
Got there with a left hook a moment ago, but Smith doesn't take too many backward steps. And to round 3, it's been a competitive round. Williams might have done enough in this round. We'll be back.
A few defensive maneuvers here, and then a little taunting. Hey, you can't hit me.
Kevin Rooney, though, can just say what it takes you and I 4 rounds to say. I thought Kevin Rooney said in about 4 seconds, he said, hey, you ain't doing nothing, and he ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, but can we really say it like that?
Here are the numbers through 3 rounds, and it's a close fight.
And Rooney on the mark in the sense that Williams will have to pick it up. For him, averaging 22 punches a round is not a whole lot. He's got to really pound the body, and there was one on the border.
That was south of the border.
And Smith is looking to embellish it. Frank Cappuccino believes there's some acting going on and is not going to give him the 5 minutes. We talked about that in another fight.
And I'll tell you what, that's not a border, that's the equator.
So you said that was the south of the equator blow,
yes,
then, right?
That's right.
Well, Smith was trying to buy a couple minutes and did not get it. He has been demonstrative tonight, very much actively in this fight mentally. Playing to the crowd, taunting. He knows what a win like this could do for him.
But what he hasn't done in the last round or so, if you count the end of the last round and the beginning of this round, is punch.
And this is why he's 4-4. You see it right there as he's trying to play the part of referee, play the part of the judge. That stuff is all fine, but at some point you've got to dig down and battle. And he's got to start jabbing. Now, Williams has gotten down to business here, unspectacular though it is.
Straight right hand by Smith. Williams' quickness is starting to have an effect here.
And he's never fought southpaw to this kind of a degree up till now. And it can't be something that they just decided he wanted to work on. It's a necessity. He moves well off the punch and gets away from Smith, but now he's in trouble when he's in the corner. One thing Williams has done by going southpaw, he has been able to pick off the jab of Smith, which had been Smith's best weapon throughout.
Well, it isn't often that a fighter gets outweighed by 140 pounds, but that is the case in this fight. Smith is just a big man. End of round 4, we're going 6. Smith and Williams, and we'll be back. Frank Cappuccino just kind of laughing because Smith was going to sit there as long as they'd let him.
Very reluctant to get off that stool.
I mean, he sits on a stool. He sits on a stool. He sits around the house. He sits around the house. And other bad jokes.
And for the first time, a big margin for Williams in that last round. As Smith's offense ground to a halt.
Still a good test for Jeremy Williams, no matter what. And Smith is saying, come on and fight.
And what Smith is really saying is, come on, make it easy for me.
Exactly.
Fight inside where I like it.
And Williams now starting to get a decided edge in this fight on your card, and I think that's accurate.
And in the second round, Williams was in a battle, some danger, and he played the smart role. Really, for the second fight in a row, he had to do something with his wits and hope that his opponent got tired. And Williams is starting to take advantage of his opponent getting tired now.
I think it's a very good test for Jeremy Williams, and I think he stood the test pretty well.
Yeah, because he had to go deep down and win with something should he get through this, which he did not have to win with before.
Plus, he got hit, and every fighter says at some point or other, you got to get hit and know what it feels like.
And he knew what it was like to back off an exchange, which he's had to do here. Done a lot of work on the southpaw style. He's picked off the jabs of Smith and made Smith follow him more.
Smith's really frustrated right now.
Well, he would have a case if Williams wasn't working, but Williams is working off these maneuvers, and so Smith has no argument. I think what Robert Smith is saying right now when he mentions that is, how come I'm not 250?
Yeah, he was saying that his ideal weight is something under 300.
He said he wanted to get to 250. That'll be a long road.
He'd have to cut off a leg.
I guess the jokes are back.
I'm sorry.
Smith only fighting in occasional bursts here.
There's a cut up over the left eye of Jeremy Williams. Unless that's blood from Smith's cut, I don't know. We'll be back.
Williams doing it with brains tonight, evidenced by the jab, rather than brawn.
Yeah, I think Jeremy Williams has grown up a lot in this fight. And shown a lot of savvy for guys who only have 5 fights.
They showed the value of speed and really utilizing what his best advantage was. And now Smith will stand up strong for this last round. Good right hand.
Through 5 rounds, Williams now with a decided edge. And I think it's fair to say that Smith would have to knock Williams out to win the fight.
And if Williams wanted to finish strongly here to put a punctuation mark on it, Smith discouraged it immediately with the right hand. Smith has been in a pattern. The first couple rounds he came out, really fought well. 3 through 5, the novelty wore off, and his conditioning seemed to betray him. And now in the 6th round, he's got something left that he'll pour on whatever's left.
And a good left hand from Williams, and now Smith is in trouble. short left hand.
And Williams sensing the final bell. He's opening up a little more, too. In those middle rounds, he had to be careful, too, because he knew he had a way to go to get to the final bell.
And Smith earned Williams respect when he hit him with the right hand. And this time Smith, or rather Williams, obliges Smith and comes to him.
Is obliging Smith here with the battle he wants, but Williams is trying to do the best he can to actually finish the job if possible.
Get out there, get out.
Well, and some messages here too for Smith. You can't weigh this much and put in 6 strong rounds. You can put in a couple.
Big right hand by Williams just a moment ago. Smith's a very tired fighter now.
And Williams getting braver. Doesn't necessarily need to do this.
No, I think
But it's second nature.
Yes.
It's like Smith is setting up the rules. We have to fight right in front of me or we don't fight. I don't go any more than 2 feet to my left here.
That's it. Well, I think this has really been a good fight for Jeremy Williams, to say the truth, because I think it was a real learning experience, and that's what these fights are all about.
And the fights in which you don't look your best often do the best for you. This was not an aesthetically pleasing performance for Jeremy Williams, but it was something that he had to tap his reservoir and do something else, win in unspectacular fashion, go southpaw, throw jabs from the opposite side.
And survive.
And survive. I mean, 100 pounds in boxing can be 8 weight classes.
Oh,
it's
that's
not
right.
the heavyweight
Exactly.
division.
That's right.
I'm gonna keep going, that's all. Oh, okay. You'll be all right.
Here are the total numbers through 6 rounds, and Williams, since being hurt in the second round, I believe it was, has really come on and just taken the fight completely away from Smith.
He did, and Smith got tired and took fewer chances. Everything had to be a counter. And I guess for Smith, this fight really can be a mirror. He can look at it and say, hey, well, you know, first 2 rounds I did well, and I do have to lose that weight, and I can be a bit of an effective fighter.
He does some things very well, actually, which we spoke of, but I think at 355 pounds, it's pretty hard to carry that through even 6 rounds. A good example here. I thought Jeremy Williams did exactly what he needed to do, and I thought he showed an awful lot of savvy for a guy who has very limited experience.
He didn't try to outslug Smith when it wasn't there. Hey, you thought the football version of Iron Head was big at 260-some pounds.
That's right. That's right.
Craig
That's
Hayward.
merely tin compared to this guy.
So many big fighters like that, their opponents pound the body, and it's over. That was not the case today. Smith did stand up.
I feel great, though.
And is still standing up. Tried to work the room, and pretty soon the room turned on him.
Well, in about 2 months now, Williams has fought 600 pounds worth of opponents, between a 350-pound fighter and a 250-pound fighter. Somebody 220 or so that maybe he'll fight down the road will seem awfully slim.
What else will seem awfully slim is our main event fight. Calvin Grove is like an hors d'oeuvre for Robert Smith. Let's get up to Hank Krupinski now for the official decision.
Boxing fans, we have a split decision. Judge Ron Greenlee scored the contest 59-55 for Williams. Judge Myra Grant scored the contest 59-56 for Smith. And Judge Medina scores the contest 58-56 for the winner on a split decision, Williams.
That is pretty hard to believe. I got to tell you, that is very, very hard to believe. Well, Justice prevailed is all I could say, and Williams is a winner, and it should have been unanimously.